everyone. Welcome to another episode of Strong Style Live. I'm one of your hosts, John Rocha, the Outlaw, here in a kind of barren Outlaw Nation studios right now as we pack up most of it to head on down to San Diego. We're moving in about 4 days, but we want to pre-pack all weekend, kind of have it sitting in the room ready to go for when the movers come on Thursday morning. So excited to be here, though, to have a fun a live show with you all for Strong Style. No, it's a Saturday afternoon show. We had some things going on between us. We couldn't get it done on Friday, so we are here on Saturday afternoon to kind of take you into some fun times. Aaron Turner, my co-host, Darren Orlando. How are you, my man?
I'm doing well. You are moving in 4 days. I'm moving in 6 to 8 months as we're building a house now. That's what we decided to do after the 2 houses fell through. So that's what we're working on. And either way, we shall celebrate with a little bit of the bubbly.
Hey-o.
We should celebrate with that. You know what I'm saying? Get your bubbly on if you're an AEW or Chris Jericho fan. So yeah, man, that's what we're doing. That's what's going on. You do look a little barren in there. Like you have you have the Lord of the Rings Trivial Pursuit from, I don't know when that's from, but
somebody gave me that as a birthday present like 20 years ago.
That's amazing.
And I've never opened it. It's just saying I've never opened it, and I'm bartering with Ben Goddard to trade this in for advice on how to do a Twitch show. So he is down to do that. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least you're getting something out of it, I guess.
True. And then some Irishman book, and then the yesterday thing. But it's all been packed up now, pretty much, which you can hear the echo here in the offices. But it'll be so much better once we get down there. Way bigger office, way more space. I can set up a green screen to mess around. So it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to play around with all of that. Got new lights coming that'll create even more space. So I'll have to get rid of these box lights or sell these box lights somewhere. So a lot of changes happening, but all for the better, I hope, for the channel. So great to see so many people in here already commenting. Kramash, Christian Ramos, Haskell 420, J-Dog, William Lee Pratt, and Ronnie Padilla, and Matt Ward. So we got a lot of stuff to be talking about today. Aaron Turner, we're going to get into of course, a tribute to Road Warrior Animal, who unfortunately passes at 60 years old, which is insane to think about. I threw in the Alexa Bliss stuff because I want to talk about it a little bit, get some thoughts, get some feelings about what's going on with that. And then we're going to do our live watch along. So we've attached it to this show. So if you're watching the show, you're going to watch along live. If you want to watch along live with us, the Daily Motion link is in the description of this episode. So go and click on that, have it waiting, have it opening in a tab. We're going to watch that. Now, it has German commentary, but don't worry about it because we are going to do the commentary all through this thing and talk about it. So you're going to watch it. It's about a 21-minute match, and it's the NWO, and that's Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Wright, Kevin Nash, Fake Sting versus Arn Anderson, Ric Flair, Lex Luger, and the real Sting from Fall Brawl 1996. Now, why did you pick this one, Aaron? What was it about this one that kind of stood out to you?
Well, it's really the first time that the NWO had been challenged by WCW. Like, they'd run roughshod, like they beat up the Macho Man, they beat up Sting, they beat up Luger, and they started putting dissension in the ranks because they had this fake Sting that was running around and beating people up behind everyone's back, and you're like, what the heck? Like, why is Sting a bad guy? He's the hero of WCW, so they kept going along with this, and said, all right, well, me and the Four Horsemen, we will the Four Horsemen versus the NWO, we'll settle this in war games and we'll beat Sting down. I don't care if it's 2 versus 3, blah 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 blah, or 3 versus 4, it doesn't matter, we're going to take you down. And like I said, it was really the first time the NWO had been challenged by WCW at all, so that's why I want to throw it in here to go along with our War Month, and it be War Games, a War Games match return.
I was trying to get an NWO shirt before we did the show today, but unfortunately I couldn't get one, so I'm just repping us. I'm repping us in the Strong Style shirt. These shirts are available now. Is the description? When Aaron sends me the description, I'll put in the link as well. If you want to buy this shirt, it is available for you. Rep the Strong Style. It's a beautiful logo. Thanks to Brian Ward for the logo. But shout out to everyone getting one of these shirts. Who tweet at us when you get one too. When you put it on and wear it, rep the Strong Style crew. Wear one and send it to us, and maybe we'll throw in a prize or something. I've got a bunch of DVDs and Blu-rays lying around that I've gotten over the years, so why not? You never know.
Wait, hold on. You got free prizes and you haven't been sending me anything?
No, you're right.
What the deal? What the hell?
When you're cleaning up, all of a sudden you realize you've got a cachet of DVD or Blu-rays that you never asked for, but the studio sent to you.
That's amazing.
So, and trust me, there'll be more of that coming because I'm going to make a real concerted effort once we get down there to start reaching out to the home entertainment people in all the studios and start kind of plying them with with my numbers, with my subs, with my view counts on my videos to be like, hey, send me your Blu-rays and then one extra so I can start giving them away on separate shows and what have you. I'm certainly going to reach out to WWE and whoever else is involved with getting some of their videos and see if they can send me extra copies and we can put them out there as giveaways to promote the shows and what have you. So I think that's the way to go. All right. All right. So I'm putting the link right now in the chat in the description, and then I'll put it in the chat real quick right now. Here is the link if you want a strong style shirt. And we will get into the show in just a second. How has your week, though, been, Aaron? Have you been watching all the stuff, or have you been getting involved in any of the stuff that's going on here? Somebody said that SmackDown was really good last night. So are you veering towards SmackDown now a little bit more than anything else that's on TV right now, wrestling-wise?
SmackDown's been really great. I've actually been I've been watching a lot of Dynamite, AEW Dynamite. I watched Monday Night Raw to kind of get to see what Retribution is doing. Right. And it was kind of a letdown, to be honest with you. Just real quick on the shirts, not just t-shirts, you can get stickers, you can get sweatshirts, you can get baseball tees, you can get cell phone covers, the whole deal. There's all kinds of stuff you can go. You don't have to just get a t-shirt. You can get the logo on pretty much anything. So if you want to support it in that way, you can as well. But yeah, I've been watching a lot. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of Dynamite, seeing what the Dark Order is doing. Cody came back. Yeah. And he doesn't have the blonde hair anymore. Still has that horrible neck tattoo. Sorry, Cody, but it's horrible. But yeah, SmackDown has really been the standout show because we have this thing going on with Roman Reigns being a heel, which is great. Yeah. It's been really great so far. And then we have the Alexa Bliss and the Fiend thing going on. So that's really good. And then you've got Big E doing his singles run, which is still going, which is pretty good. And then you've got Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles versus Sami Zayn, which is also a really good feud to have. Yeah. And now you've got now I lost my train of thought. You've got what am I trying to say? Anyway, let's go back to the Alexa Bliss thing. I'll just skip that. Okay. So let's talk about that because I know you're super excited about that.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss, let's just jump in there. Real quick before you go into that, Aaron, just reminding you all, and thank you very much to J-Dog for sending in a super chat right off the bat. Congrats on the 14K subs, Rocha. Keep it going. I'm doing the best I can, Jay. Thank you very much for coming aboard the train early on, and great to see us finally cross that 14,000 mark. Let's keep marching towards 15,000. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, do so below. And Aaron, please, Aaron's great about getting these super chats and these Streamlabs answered as well. So send in your super chats, send in your Streamlabs. Right above Aaron's head is the Streamlabs address right there. John Rocha says, and you can even add /tip to get right in there and start sending in. And the address is in the description of this video as well. So send in your Streamlabs, send in your super chats today. Send in some love for the show. We're doing it on Saturday afternoon, having some fun with you all for free and trying to take your mind off all the madness that's happening in the world. So show some support for this show and for the Outlaw Nation by sending in your Streamlabs and your super chats about anything you want us to talk about in the world of wrestling. All right, I'm sorry, Aaron, please go ahead.
No, you're good. Just one quick thing in the chat. Murta Ranta said Retribution on TV terrible, Retribution on social media fire. Yeah. If you've seen him on TV, it's really not that exciting. Like you have Dominic Dijakovic, who they renamed T-Bar. Then you have Dio. It's terrible. T-Bar. And then you have Dio Medine, who they renamed Mace, but not like the Harlem World, not the rapper Mace, M-A-C-E. And then they have Shane Thorne, who they renamed Slapjack. So you've got T-Bar, Mace, and Slapjack for Retribution. That's terrible. But their Twitter game is really fire. Like Chris Jericho tweeted at T-Bar and said something, and T-Bar responded back with all of these articles about how Fozzy held a concert and it's probably responsible for 250,000 COVID cases, which was amazing, which was an amazing smash. I mean, they went after CM Punk.
Oh my gosh.
Twitter wars this week have been on fire. Like Mark Cuban and Clay Travis have been going at it, and it's been excellent. If you're in the sports world, please don't mess with Mark Cuban. He'll destroy you on Twitter, especially about
something you want to mess around with.
Especially about economics. But yeah, it was one of those crazy things. But yeah, let's talk about Alexa Bliss in this little Harley Quinn thing, because I know you have a vested interest in this.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love Alexa Bliss. I'm a big fan of hers, and I always push back on people who say she can't wrestle or she's overblown. I'm very good at picking out the people who cannot wrestle or have issues wrestling or aren't as strong in the flow of matches as other great wrestlers are. Alexa's never been one of those for me, at least by the time I got to see her when she went up to the main roster. I didn't see a lot of NXT work when she was starting out, getting the rhythm down, coming out of being a fitness model. But I certainly know that when she got to the main roster, she was a hell of an attraction and did incredible work and was constantly having the belt put on her, and it was working. And she was selling merch like crazy. Whether she was a face or heel, she was selling merch like crazy. So this new twist on her is very interesting. I didn't 100% like the progression of it because, it's her being a slave to a dude in 2020, and it's kind of not the thing we want to go for here. But she has found a way to make it work. A lot of people seem to be liking it. I'm not 100% on board, but I like that we're getting more TV time with Alexa. I like that she's getting something new to play with her character, but it seems like they're burying Lexi at the expense of Alexa through this whole situation. And what do you think? But what do you think, Aaron? Because it's still like, I get we're getting twisted. This feels like full-on Twisted Bliss, like for real Twisted Bliss, as opposed to like playing around with Twisted Bliss. This is full-on like Harley Quinn with Joker type thing. Do you like this?
I'm hesitant to say that I do. I'm actually kind of bored with it. I got to be honest. Like, I love the Fiend. I love what he does. I'd like that he can, I guess, change every time the Fiend interacts with somebody, he changes them, which is kind of a really cool dynamic that's interesting. But just to see her like change her hairstyle, and now she's doing the Sister Abigail, and now she's looking at Roman Reigns all weird. It's just like, all right, okay, I guess it's something for her to do. Like her and Nikki Cross were doing just fine. I don't see what why couldn't they just build like a feud between those two? And now you have her going up against Lacey Evans, and it just does not interest me. Maybe we'll get that down the road. Maybe she'll come out better on the other end. Maybe she's the one that foils Bray Wyatt. I don't know. But for right now, I'm hesitant to give it a go. I can't help but be bored with it.
Are you starting to feel like the Fiend is walking down the Bray Wyatt path again? Like it's like, oh, all this whole buildup, and then he's kind of getting forgotten, and they have to attach him to Alexa to keep him somewhat relevant or somewhat something people want to watch. Do you think we're getting the Bray Wyatt thing all over again, even though it's the Fiend?
Interesting proposal there, and I think I'm going to have to agree with you, and I'm going to say that, I think you could see the Fiend go the way of the Dodo or the way of the Bray Wyatt here, and that would be really, really upsetting considering how great that character has been for Bray Wyatt to refresh his entire character. I still think there's a lot of meat on the bone, as they say, with the character. But if you're going to keep doing this route where he just like, okay, so he changes Alexa Bliss, is he going to change Nikki Cross too? Is he going to... The problem is, okay, so you had Roman Reigns come back. I think that was the problem. Like, if Roman Reigns would have come back to Raw or something and been a bad guy, it would have been great because he could have feuded with Drew McIntyre. And it would have been fantastic. What a great foil that would have been, or even Randy Orton or Keith Lee or somebody down the line. But then you put him on SmackDown, so you automatically have to essentially downgrade the Fiend to put Roman over. And that's just the way that it is, I guess. They like Roman a little bit better. This new style Roman where he's not wearing the chest protector. He's wearing the cutoff shirts, which is cool and whatever. But it just doesn't feel like they're putting the same oomph behind the Fiend as they used to be. It's interesting, Aaron. We've been talking about the changes we want to make to the show. It might be time for us to start watching these things and adding some recap stuff to our strong style lineup or a strong style resume here and start spending some time. It might be time for me to finally take a few hours and watch this stuff. I was able to do it when I was working full time at Collider and co-hosting Top 10 and Cinephiles and going to these screenings. So I certainly can find a way to make the time for it. And I want to kind of build up our numbers, build up our viewers and have it consistently over 1,000, 2,000 views on these videos. And I think maybe watching these programs and going back to kind of giving our thoughts on Raw and
SmackDown and Dynamite and all of that will be the way to go. And maybe we do these watch-alongs only once a month as a revisit, as fun little extra content for the fans who want to join us on a Saturday afternoon. But right now, I feel like that might be the way to go. And it sounds like the WWE is starting to at least have some interesting storylines, even though you may not 100% like some of the storylines. At least they're trying something, because it had gotten a bit stale for me, which is why I kind of walked away. But it feels like this is a little bit better, don't you?
Yeah, the WWE weekly programming outside of NXT has never really been, I gotta see this. I got this must-watch TV because, I go to bed at 10 o'clock every night. We're actually like 9:30 nowadays because I have to work early in the morning. So I miss half of Raw. Okay. Anyway, and then SmackDown's on a Friday night. You're usually doing something on a Friday night, going out to dinner, whatever.
True.
So I tend to miss SmackDown as well. Like NXT is like right in my wheelhouse. It's 8 to 10. I can stay up a little bit later on Wednesday. It's the hump day. I can stay up a little bit. Yeah. It's an easy breeze watch, and I have people that I'm seriously invested in NXT. So that's really what I watch. I have caught more of Raw and SmackDown because me and my father-in-law will watch it since I'm here with them.
Right.
And it's something I think we need to do for the channel. I agree with you. I think that the match revisits have been great. It was a great idea in the original iteration concept, but I think that as we've gone on, it's kind of just fallen to the wayside a little bit more, and not everybody watches it, and that's fine. It's totally fine to not do that.
Of course.
But I think the watch-alongs are cool, and I think that as long as we can include everybody in it, that's probably the way to go.
Okay. Yeah. Well, it might be something we might have just made a decision here on the channel for sure to maybe go that route. But overall, though, I do like that she's getting involved in this stuff. Like I like that they're finding something for her to do. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's a positive overall. And I like that about Alexa because she's such a great talent. You can't waste this talent. And so I don't know in the end what it's going to lead to be honest with you, but I hope at least it's something exciting and something interesting for her. But I thought I hear what you're saying about the Nikki Cross thing, but I think that would have been a waste too. Because I mean, is Nikki that over? Is Nikki really that over that feud would make sense? I think they're desperate to have Lexi do something resonate somehow, especially with an election around the corner. You want the red state gal kind of getting some traction here. So, but it seems like they're burying her rather than elevating her, in my opinion, because she's taking these beatings and she's taking two of those twisted blisses or whatever they call them, their sister Abigail's. She's taken two of those things now in 2 weeks in a row. And so are we undercutting her strength a little bit, or are they just desperate to give her something, man?
I think they wanted to put her over on somebody powerful like Lacey Evans. I think that's really what they wanted to do, because you have Bayley at the top tier. Bayley and Sasha are in that top tier feud right now on SmackDown. Yeah. So eventually, I think you could see if Sasha is successful in taking that title away from Bayley, which I think she will be. Okay. You could see Alexa Bliss coming for that SmackDown Women's title against Sasha Banks, and that could be a fun feud. Going forward. But you still have to pay off the Nikki Cross storyline. You can't just leave her out in the cold. Yeah. You have to do something, because they were a tag team for a while. True. Bliss Cross applesauce. You got to do something with it. I mean, she's got to be like the jilted friend that's like, no, come back. Or she's either the jilted friend that's like, don't come back to the dark side, or she's the Poison Ivy to the Harley Quinn, and they're just crazy homies together, which could be fun too.
That could be fun,
depending on how you want to do it. And then you've got Carmella coming back from those vignettes. The WWE is kind of hurting on the female side, in my opinion. You've got Sasha and Bayley up top, of course, but Becky's out, Charlotte's out. Carmella's been out for a long time. She's coming back. Yeah. And Sasha's been out for a couple of weeks, selling the whole neck thing. So we'll take all the female talent we can get in here, and the more female centric storylines we can get, the better. That's only a good thing.
That's what balances everything out. A little super chat from Matthew W. says, can you guys see Bliss doing gigs in Hollywood? Well, sure. I mean, she's with Ryan Cabrera, and she's staying there a lot. You're seeing from her social media. I think Ryan's in Hollywood in Los Angeles. So you're seeing a lot of Instagram stories, a lot of pictures with her and Ryan. So clearly there must be a very tight relationship happening here that can go forward and can lead to her doing gigs. And why not? You have already, you have Cena doing the stuff that he's doing. They're going to do a Peacemaker series. We had The Rock, Batista, all these guys, and Sasha Banks appearing in The Mandalorian, which we talked about last week on Strong Style. So why wouldn't she? She's beautiful. She's like, she's got great athletic ability. She's got great charm. So why not? If they find the right thing for her, she could be good. I don't know if she's the greatest female wrestler actress I've ever seen, but certainly if Becky and Alexa and even Charlotte can get some shots, Alexa deserves some shots.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised it hasn't already happened. Like you already mentioned it. Like Becky Lynch was on Billions. Charlotte Flair was in the Psych movie.
Yeah,
like Lana did some WWE films at the time, like or a while back. So it's kind of like why, and she was also an actress before she started wrestling. But why hasn't she done it? She's quite popular.
Yeah,
I mean, just that alone right there kind of makes you think that people would be really gunning for her to do these things. Maybe she's not interested.
Yeah,
maybe she's just not interested in doing the whole acting gig. Maybe she just likes to hang out with her dogs and her pig and do the wrestling thing and just call it a day and drink her Starbucks, and she's content with that.
Yeah, one of the most ironic things about Alexa is that you could argue she's one of the most physically marketable female wrestlers in the WWE. And I don't mean that any kind of slight or negative. Like, we got to deal with the reality. She's beautiful. She's blonde. She's young. She's American. She's got that whole look to her, blue eyes. It all works in tandem to be the reason why she's one of the most marketable people in the WWE. But she also has a very strong sense of not wanting to do anything sexy with her body or anything sexy on the Instagram. That isn't her thing. You'll see, Charlotte Flair do stuff like that. You'll see Becky every once in a while do stuff like that. Or Sasha Banks, certainly a lot of bikini shots, a lot of those shots. Those are, for, to present a very strong body, a woman who's proud with her body, and men like looking at those pictures, and women do too. But Alexa never does that. She rarely puts any pictures up of herself in bikini shots and style shots. I think she's just a woman who's self-conscious about herself and doesn't want to put herself out there in that way. And maybe with the acting situation, she maybe has a certain level. This may be weird to say, considering she's on a wrestling program every week, a weird set of stage fright when it comes to actually having to actually act with lines and emotions and complexity and nuance in a character. Maybe for her, it's like, no, that's a bridge too far. People will comment too much on it because she does get some pretty horrific comments on her social media. I'm surprised she's never run away or blocked it or anything like that. She's, always been out there. And I think that's one of the reasons she doesn't put herself physically out there for people to make lewd comments on her social media. So you can't affect it. And she's talked about her eating disorder as well. So maybe she has a very what do they call that thing? Dysmorphia. Maybe she has a body dysmorphia thing about herself, and seeing herself on camera would just really kind of heighten that or accentuate that for her in a way that would not feel comfortable for her. That's possible.
It's true. A lot of people were saying, or a couple of people in the chat were saying, that she has her new podcast coming out, Uncool with Alexa Bliss. So maybe that'll help her. If she's feeling a little introverted, maybe she is an introvert. Yeah. And maybe this will help her come out of her shell. I know that I am. And when I do these pods and talk to people, it helps me out a lot, getting out there and getting some interaction. So maybe that's the deal. I'm just projecting. I don't know. I don't know her personally. This could be all wrong, and she just doesn't really like to act. I don't know. Yeah. So we'll just see how it goes. But I mean, immensely talented. She can do anything she wants, in my opinion.
Yeah, fair. I agree. 1,000. I agree. I'm a charter member of the Alexa Bliss fan club. Hill Nellum sent us a super chat here. Wanted to give a shout out to the Streamlab. Wanted to give a shout out to the NJPW G1 Climax 30, which is rolling right now. Jay White is doing some of the best heel work in the biz right now, and his match against Kota Ibushi this past Thursday was fantastic. Did you get a chance to watch that one yet?
I didn't get a chance to catch it, but I did see that Jay White's going up against Okada in the next round of the G1, so I'm excited about that. And I believe Ibushi's going up against Ishii, so I'm going to have to check some of these out. I'm just behind the ball on this kind of stuff. I had a rough week, so
yeah, fair enough.
I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah, we're going to start catching up on more of this stuff to add to the Strong Style brand. So be ready for all that stuff, Hill Nellums. And thank you very much for being here every week, dude, and sending an awesome Streamlab like you do. If you guys want to send a Streamlabs as well, comment or anything like that, right above Aaron's head there, streamlabs.com/John Rocha says /tip. send in then. And even if you're listening later, because I drop these on the Outlaw Nation Podcast Network as well for people to listen. If you're listening later, you want to send in a contribution, a donation, I will notate it and make sure I read it on the next episode of Strong Style. So just giving you a little motivation, a little impetus there. We've got 42 of y'all watching us live. Thank you so much. Please hit that like button, or 44 rather now. We've got 28 likes, but would like to get that as high as possible. So if there's 44 of you watching, I'd love to get 44 likes. So please give it a like. And if there's more of you watching, give it a like as well. And if you're watching later, a lot of you do, please give it a thumbs up button. It's a like, and then leave a comment. The more comments, the more thumbs up you leave, elevates the visibility of this show and this channel. All right, that's our conversation for Alexa Bliss. Let's move on to our tribute to Road Warrior Animal, who passed away, 60 years old. Man, we just saw him in that Dark Side of the Ring episode. Gentleman, pass away.
Very sad for Road Warrior Animal. You know, one of those guys, or one of those teams, the Road Warriors, all-time iconic. What a rush! Like, these dudes, real legit badass guys. And to see Road Warrior Animal, who does a weekly podcast. He's very visual on the Legends circuit, just got inducted into the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame last year. It was very surprising to hear. I didn't find the exact cause, and then again, I didn't really, it's none of my business what happened to Road Warrior Animal. But he did pass away at age 60. I just want to list off some of his accolades, and then we kind of talk about the man himself. All Japan Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champion with Hawk. These are all with Hawk. 4-time Georgia Championship Wrestling Tag Champion, NWA World Tag Team Champion, 3-time WWF Tag Team Champion, and like I mentioned, the Minnesota Wrestling Hall of Fame in 2019. From the famed Minnesota wrestling camps that produced such stars like some people you may have heard of: Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, Rick Rude, Smash of Demolition, Road Warrior Hawk, of course. And the Road Warriors debuted in 1983, taking their name and looks from the Mel Gibson film, The Road Warrior, of course.
Right.
And the thing that they'll probably be most remembered for is the Road Warrior pop. And that is when the Road Warriors would come out, in the NWA Georgia Championship Wrestling, they would get the loudest reaction of anybody the entire night. And they eventually called it the Road Warrior pop. That's what they called. That's what it's called, getting a huge pop in the business. It's not called the Stone Cold Steve Austin pop. It's not called the Hulk Hogan pop. It's not called the Ultimate Warrior pop. It's called the freaking Road Warrior pop. And that's amazing. And I saw somebody say on Twitter the other day that Heaven just did one heck of a Road Warrior pop, and that, I don't know, like that got me. I was like, that's true. Great. That's so true. They just got a Road Warrior pop. And I mean, it's the first time that Hawk and Animal are finally reunited, because Hawk passed away in 2003 at age 46. So I'm glad that they're back together in some sort of way. I'm sorry to the Laurinaitis family. He's a brother, a father, a son, a husband, all of these things, and they lost a great man. So my memories of Road Warrior Hawk when I was a kid, though, was I remember going to live events with my dad, and they would wrestle. And then back in the day, they had the merch. Oh man, I should have put up. I'll try to get a picture so you can put up on the stream. But they had the styrofoam shoulder pads.
Oh yeah.
And dude, I wanted those shoulder pads so bad. When I was a kid, like, I begged my dad. I was like, I need those Road Warrior shoulder pads. I've got to have them. Right. And he was like, no, son, they're too expensive. Because I think even back in the day, they were like $50.
Oh yeah. They were not cheap.
Super expensive to get, even as a kid. But that's the thing that I remember the most, is the shoulder pads, the look, the face paint, Paul Ellering coming out, just like, who are these Mamma Jam? And they look completely different than anybody else. They acted different than anybody else. Their promos were like half serious, half funny, because you would just have Animal talking about how they're going to beat the crap out of somebody, and then you just say, "Tell them, Hawk," and then Hawk just goes, well, "Let me tell you something. We're going to beat the hell out of you." What a rush! I just love the Road Warriors, man. Everything they did was great.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, man. I was such a fan of them right from the beginning because they had that energy that you were looking for when you're watching like professional wrestling. They were characters, but they weren't caricatures. Do you know what I'm saying? Like these guys, yeah, they put the face paint on, like Sting. You know, they put the face paint on, but it was those shoulder pads. It was that overall look, that combo of football and fighter whenever they came through the curtain, and the explosion was right. Every time you heard that theme song, every time in the WWE, what a rush, and he's like, oh shit, it's the Warriors, and jumping out, going nuts, and everything. And they did and you know, when we were watching that Dark Side of the Ring, they spoke about Animal spoke about it. So everybody who was interviewed, like those guys won the belts everywhere they went. They were just one of these dudes that these promoters were desperate to have be a part of their promotion because they inspired people to just go crazy during their matches, even when they were heels. Or the people loved them. When they were faces, they loved them even more. They just gave great matches. I don't recall ever watching a bad Road Warriors match until the end when Hawk was like really dealing with his personal issues with substance abuse and what have you. Those were rare. But overall, by the time they got to the WWE, they'd really kind of built their reputation. I remember seeing them on WCW? I think they were on for a little bit, Georgia Championship Wrestling, seeing them. That was my first exposure to them. That's when you knew like these guys were real, the real deal. And they brought so much fire and energy, and they were a great balance to each other, right? Animal, like you said, Animal would be the one who laid the groundwork, and then Hawk would come in, and then it's boom, we're out the door, and we're good. You know, Animal just laying the groundwork, but both of them in just completely different energies, but energies that worked, and it always felt like they were going to win whatever match they were walking into. They just felt like this impervious team. They had great chemistry, great cohesion in the ring. Their finisher, that clothesline off
Doomsday
Device, all of it just kind of got you so hyped for a match when you were watching it. And that finisher looked brutal. It wasn't an elbow drop or a leg drop. It was literally a clothesline off some other dude's shoulders all the way down to the mat. It was brilliant to see, man. Absolutely.
And they weren't an Animal who was, holding the person on his shoulders. He wasn't just gently throwing you off either. You're out of here.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love that part of it. I sent you the link to the shoulder pads. Like, I don't know if you throw in the chat, but that would have been me back in the day. Like how cool would you have been rocking those shoulder pads? But I remember like back in the day, like after their match, they would invite kids into the ring and they would put the shoulder pads on them and they would put them on the top rope and stuff. They were just very, even though they were like scary dudes, they were so very kid friendly. I think it's in Major League, and this was me when I first saw like Road Warrior, Hawk, and Animal. I was like, who are these fucking guys? Like these dudes look like they want to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And that's how they looked. That was their mentality. Like you said, towards the end, it got a little bit. They tried to revamp it with LOD 2000 during the Attitude Era. It just wasn't the same. Just didn't work the same. No. It was past their prime. And I believe it was I Am Groot 26 in the chat. Definitely good to mention that Thunder Rosa this past week on Dynamite did the tribute face paint because she was good friends with Road Warrior Animal. She posted a couple pictures with her wearing the shoulder pads and doing stuff like that. So it's good to see that everybody respected him.
This is great. Murtaranta, Gorilla Monsoon at Heaven Mania. There's that familiar voice. The Legion of Doom are here. Hayden, who let these guys in? I need to have a word with Commissioner Jesus.
For real. For real. These guys.
That's fantastic. Here, let me bring up some examples here. Here's what Aaron sent me.
Oh, there it is.
Those are the ones that were $50.
Dude, that could have been me back in the day.
And then I saw these right there as well. Other examples that were done, of the ones that you would wear there and get them for $50. I always thought they were real, so I thought they made them out of plastic. It wasn't until later that I realized those were foam. I was always worried when people were wearing them or kids were wearing them that they were going to stab out someone's eye, but they were made of foam. So those were awesome to see around the ring. And those guys it's just a shame. I think my friend Brett Gwinnell, who is Amy Phillips's husband. Amy Phillips does a lot of stuff for Real Housewives of whatever. She's got her own radio show on Sirius XM, I think it is, and she talks about the Real Wild Housewives. She does imitations. She's been on What Happens Live. But Brett hosts or co-hosts a lot of these improv shows around town and here in Los Angeles. And he's had numerous wrestlers who come by, like Ziggler and Morrison and all these other guys who come by and girls who come by and do improv with them. And he posted about Road Warrior Animals passing. And he said, one line, and it broke me when he said, "Too many of these guys passing from the greatest era of wrestling," and that is just heartbreaking to read because he's right. So many of these wrestlers have passed from that time and gave us so much of their emotion, their bodies, and their energy and their effort to entertain us every night, no matter what town it was in. And it just breaks my heart that they don't get to, pass in a better way. They don't get to be taken care of with pensions and with money and with healthcare, so that they don't pass, so they can keep showing up to events, keep being lauded for the incredible foundation that they built, that we now enjoy even more so, that so many generations have enjoyed since they built it. And damn it, if the Road Warriors weren't like some of the, top 5, maybe top 3 teams to ever be a tag team and build a foundation of loving tag teams in any professional wrestling promotion.
It doesn't matter what other teams you have on your Mount Rushmore, you damn sure better have the Road Warriors on there. That's for sure. And they are, without a doubt, one of the greatest, if not the greatest. It could be argued to the end of time. Yeah. They are definitely in the top 1, top 2.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even go further than that, honestly. Like, the Road Warriors are just that good and that iconic, a team that will be remembered forever.
Yeah, absolutely. And one will miss. And it's a bygone era, but it's an era that really, for me, I know Aaron's a little bit younger than me, but for me, it's an era that just kind of really is the reason why I still do a show now. And I've done a show about professional wrestling for 5 years, ever since I got into this business, because it's my way of saying thank you to this thing that it really kind of carried me through from 10 years old on, and has some of my favorite memories of my life are watching wrestling matches, pay-per-view matches, Raw matches, SmackDown matches, NXT, ECW, and of course, it has to be said, the Road Warrior matches. Those were incredible to watch. And so in some small way, this is my way of giving back by constantly doing a show about this. And it's sad to see him pass, but 60 years old, I hope he's up there and having a blast now, and he can rest at peace from some of the pain and stuff that he went through as well. So yeah, it's sad.
It's also worth mentioning, I know this is kind of a side note, but they were on the cover of the very first licensed wrestling game for Nintendo. They were on the cover of World Championship Wrestling for NES. Like, it was just them. Like, now they have, they kind of gone back to the cover athletes, but usually it was just, a bunch of guys were on the cover. But the Road Warriors were the first ones on the cover. I think that was pretty cool to mention. That
is damn cool to mention.
First licensed wrestling game for the NES had Road Warrior Animal and Road Warrior Hawk on. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right. Please. We're seeing all you guys in the chat. Please, would love it if you send in some Streamlabs and super chats as we're about to jump into our live watch along. Right, Aaron? Have we got anything else to cover?
No, we're good. Let's get into it, man. Let's get. Right. Well, actually, hold on. Do we want to talk about the slate now, or do we want to save that for the end?
Oh, yeah. Let's save that for the end, since this is part of the watch along stuff that we're going to be doing. So yeah,
sounds good. Okay. All right. So we'll have the next slate after this.
Yeah.
So.
Let me bring up the direction, or the address rather, to this thing, and let's get it on, man.
Okay. Yeah. Put it in the chat there, and everybody can get going.
Yeah. It is on Daily Motion, and you'll hear you'll hear some German commentary, but we're going to cover all that, so don't even turn up the sound.
You don't have to. But also, Daily Motion's been doing ads lately, so just kind of let it play for a second and make sure you don't get an ad, because if you get an ad, you're going to be behind.
Yes,
because I've already passed the ad. So
smart.
Sorry about that, guys.
All right, but if you want to watch on the network as well, if you have the network, hopefully you have it queued up. You can watch it on the network with us as well, because it is, that's all covered through your subscription if you have the subscription to the network.
Fall Brawl 1996. Of course, we watch it on the WWE Network too, but we can't stream it with you on the WWE Network, so I'd rather have everybody just kind of follow along.
Absolutely.
So whenever you're ready, I'm ready.
All right, let me see here. Getting a little disturbance. All right, let's do this. I'm ready.
Let's count it down. I'm gonna do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then play, and then that's when you hit play. All right, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Boom.
the classic music.
Oh, this is to me still the greatest theme song of any faction. I don't care what anybody says. I love it.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah. I mean, this is on my workout mix. Whenever it comes on, I'm just like, yeah.
No comment. No comment on that one.
New world order.
And I say, what workout mix? That's what I say. That for me, I don't have a workout mix. But so you got Scott Hall here. You got Ted DiBiase, who was like I believe Ted DiBiase was the 5th member of the NWO.
Kind of, yeah. You would say that.
Just kind of rolled in, still looking good. Yeah, $1 Million Man. You got Scott Hall here. And then you're going to hear some more iconic music. The Four Horsemen music is next from Arn Anderson.
Oh, right, yeah.
I love this music too. Like, it's not as iconic as NWO or DX or anything like that, but it's still good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't use this in the Schmodown.
Well, they asked me, but I thought it wasn't like, I think it was kind of boring. So I didn't want to use it. What? I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was kind of boring. I do like the sound of the horses, though.
Yeah, maybe you should just use that part.
Yeah. So great to see Arn. Look at, I mean, by the way, Scott Hall looking fantastic.
Oh, you look great.
You know, and so it breaks your heart to think about all the stuff he had to go through, but he looks so great in this coming out right now in fantastic shape. Arn too. Arn looks in great shape for the age that he's at, you know?
You should mention how War Games works. So you've got 2 cages. It has a top, 2 rings, and then everybody on the team gets internet in certain intervals, and then when everybody's in the ring, technically the match begins, which I think is dumb, but whatever. Because that's when you can actually win the match.
Yeah.
So whatever.
This is kind of a mini Royal Rumble in that you get to fight with a guy for 2 minutes, and then the clock hits, and then another
sort of, yeah.
But you can't like win the match until everybody gets in the ring.
Yeah.
So you can take multiple 1, 2, 3 counts, but it won't count. It won't matter.
It's so dumb though to do that. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Didn't there used to be a separate pay-per-view called War Games? Isn't that with this where there was this setup?
No, it was just Fall Brawl War Games.
Okay.
You're probably thinking of World War III, which was when they had the triple ring where it was like the Royal Rumble, but they had 3 rings.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was kind of cool, but it got super muddy real quick.
Yeah. Got good stomp there, man.
Arn is like trying to get the crowd into it, and they're just not into him. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Arn was always the kind of like Arn was just the enforcer, man, and it was Ric Flair who was the personality, or even Tully even was a little more.
Right.
And whoever they brought in to be the 4th horseman, he was always just the guy that you respected. And
you're right.
It was weird to see him kind of amp up the crowd because that's not really Arn's thing.
Yeah, it's not at all. Very weird to do that. Throwing a shirt in the crowd is like, who the hell? But I love this though, like the classic WCW bullseye logo.
Oh, yeah.
So much. Yeah, I love it. And the way they've done the War Games in NXT, which is what they've been doing lately, is been really great. Like the Undisputed Era, and they did it with the women this past War Games. Oh my God, it's so good with Rhea Ripley and all them. So good.
Yeah.
So you can make it work. It's just
it
depends on who you got in there.
I'm at 339, 340, 341. Just want to make sure if people are around that. Are you ahead or right around that time?
Hold on.
Okay. Yeah, Scott Hall.
I'm at 355, 56.
Okay, so just 1 second ahead. So perfect.
Yeah, no big deal.
We're on cue. If you are watching us, this is the watch along. The description or the address for the watch along is in the description there, so you can click on it or copy and paste it into a separate browser and watch along with us. We're about 4 minutes 10, 4 minutes 12, 4 minutes 14, 4 minutes 15, something like that into the match that we're watching right now. So watch along with us. And send in your comments, send in your Streamlabs and your super chats as well about the match as we're watching it here. And Arn, I mean, this is what Arn's known for, right? These like kind of these pseudo submissive moves that wear you down, so he can do the stomps and the punches and put you out. Did Arn have a finisher? I forget.
Man, the DDT.
The DDT. There it was.
DDT, of course, the spine buster into the DDT. Oh. I noticed there that the rings were not in NXT. They have like a metal. Like a plate that joins the rings together, so you don't, fall in between and break your leg. So I was just very, very worried about that, because if you take a nasty fall, that's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God, an ad.
An ad.
So anybody else get an ad? I got an ad.
I got an ad too. That's kind of how it goes now.
A Kleenex ad.
But if you're watching along on the network, pause it right now. We'll catch up to you.
I got another ad.
Yeah. That's the way this thing goes. And then you're probably going to have to scan back to where you were at. It might start all over again.
Oh God, I hope not.
Which is what it did for me the other. Oh no! Right, cool. Picking up right where I left off. 501, 502, 503.
That's amazing. German Kleenex. Yeah, I'm glad it popped right back in there.
All right, are you on the same time? 512.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, 156 remaining or whatever before someone comes in. So I guess maybe they're in there for 5 minutes before the next person comes in. Seems like 4 minutes.
Feels like forever.
Yeah. Hall was so great at selling moves, man.
Oh man, he had one of the best punches in the business. Him and Jerry Lawler, I think they're the best punch.
Yeah,
they really do.
But he also sells well. I mean, that's he makes other people look really good when they face him. He's it's one of the reasons that you never heard anything negative about how Scott treated people. It was always about his substance abuse. At least that's what I heard. I mean, I don't know about outside of the ring, right? But I mean, I don't mean how can I say this? I mean, in his personal life, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, I think backstage he was politicking a little bit, but I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Shawn, him being a member of the Clique with Nash and 1-2-3 Kid, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, you're going to politic a little bit. Okay. That's how it's going to go.
I know Nash was known for politicking. Nash was like a mini Hogan, a mini Flair in that way, but I never heard much about Hall. But maybe you're right. Maybe just kind of rolled along and politicked himself. What about the Horde? I mean, did Arn politic? Were they known for doing it? Tully, any of those guys known for that shit?
I mean, Ric Flair.
Flair, certainly,
of course, is going to politic. I don't know so much about Arn. I think Arn just kind of did his own thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like that would be his style.
Right.
The ropes. There's a spine buster.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Trademark spine buster from Arn Anderson. Also noticed that at the beginning he did the throat slash.
Yeah.
I always loved that, and I really don't understand why it's outlawed. Like I don't get why sports don't let you do that anymore.
J-Dog. The Clique makes me sick, brother. Oh man, look at that submission move by Arn.
Oh yeah, look at the pressure being applied. The rest hold. Dave Penzer.
So who comes in now? Who comes in? Is it?
I think it's Nash, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, there he is, big sexy. My boy struggling to get to that ring. It was always a matter of time with him, right? Because he's so tall, he's so big.
Oh yeah, he's super shredder.
Yeah, super shredder, right? Oh man, he's great to follow though on social media, man.
He's very funny.
It's great, man, and I'm so glad he's recovered from his physical surgeries and stuff. And he looks in almost even better shape than he does here.
And then of course the numbers game taking full advantage here. Boom! Where's your time marker at right now?
I'm at 7:49, 7:50. What about you?
7:49, 7:50.
Yeah. Look at Arn down on the ground there.
Okay. So
now, where do the outsiders rank on your greatest tag teams ever? The outsiders rank in your top 10, maybe?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, probably so. Oh, hello. Probably so. Yeah.
You wouldn't put them top 5.
I think that'd be hard to do.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you.
Because they weren't necessarily. They were kind of a thrown together tag team, to be honest. Like as good as they were kind of a thrown together tag team. That was never their original intention, was to be a team.
Right. Brutal.
But I mean, you got to put the Midnight Express in there. You got to put the Rock and Roll Express in there.
Okay.
You got Road Warriors / LOD. I mean, Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, the Hardys.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to put them in the Harlem Heat, Steiners.
The Steiners. Damn, I forgot about the Steiners.
It's hard to put them in there with all those great teams.
Maybe we'll do a top 10 tag teams episode coming up. Oh, there's the Luger.
Look, the Hart Foundation.
Look how Hart Foundation, right? That's top 3, top 5, definitely. Look at that.
Yeah, looking big, looking jacked is Lex Luger.
Now he can fire up a crowd.
Yep.
Right?
That's because people never knew how bad he really was in the ring.
You're terrible, man.
It's true.
You can argue that his gear is just as simple as Arn's, but there's just something about his energy that people like loved it.
Well, he wore different colors for a while. He'd wear orange, he would wear blue or red.
Right.
But then like later in his WCW run, he just wore black.
Yeah.
So
he's like, I'm tired.
But yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And bionic elbow. Fun fact, when I went to my first wrestling event, I got to meet Lex Luger backstage.
How was he?
I don't recall. I'm sure he was a nice guy. Like I think I was
Damn it.
6 years. I think I was 6 years old when that happened.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe you can put it in the chat later.
Wow, sure, if you got a picture.
I'm sure I can find it.
New Age Outlaws, right. Good call, Aaron Entertainment.
God, yeah, them too. Yeah, jeez.
About them.
There's a lot of WWF tag teams that I'm probably forgetting. To be honest.
I love their intro. Oh, you didn't know?
Somebody.
I want to do that one time for whatever. If I ever get into a tag team that's kind of like the New Age Outlaws and the Schmodown, I want to do something like that. All right, I'm back at 10 minutes, 10:01, 10:02. I'm not sure where you're at. I had ads I had to deal with.
I'm right with you.
Okay. Ooh, Nash from behind on Luger. No, so you say Luger wasn't a good wrestler, is what you're saying? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
With a straight face, is that what you're saying?
He's not a great wrestler, but my God, he hides it well.
He does. I never ever thought he was a bad wrestler. Because he's, I don't know, just maybe his physique or whatever. He never bored me. Like, no offense to Chris Masters. Like Masters had the same kind of physique, ripped and whatever, but he was kind of boring in the ring. Luger always had a great energy in the ring, I guess, more than anything else. And he looked like dudes I grew up with in Virginia who were up by the, who would work out in the gym and play on the football team and drink beer at the 7-Eleven. I knew of guys like this.
Drink beer at the crick?
At the crick. Down by the crick.
The crick. All right, I emailed that photo to you, so you can show that later in the stream.
Okay, sounds good.
It's good. Oh, yeah, Brothers of Destruction, too.
Oh, yeah, Brothers of Destruction. Yeah, that's not a bad one. That's fair. That's fair.
The good thing about Luger that I'm seeing didn't like Luger much, but I did like his finishing move. Says I don't know, Spumkus says that. I like the torture rack too. I thought it was pretty cool. And there's Hogan, brother. Here's Hollywood.
I don't wait for the time. I'm coming in when I want to come in, brother.
Rip your shirt off, brother. Show the pecs, brother. Show the pecs.
He's gonna get tired climbing through the rows.
I can't tell who's in the NWO and who's not. People are wearing red, black. I don't know what's going on.
With the shirt off, brother.
I like that they have 2 rings, but they're only using one. Big fan of that.
Well, everybody's in one ring, so you got to go to the ring everybody's at. What are you gonna do?
You're right about that. I guess so.
You can't just stand there and go, come get me.
Still can't get a pinfall here. Here comes Hogan. God, this would be terrible to watch in person, don't you think?
Oh, I'd love this. What are you kidding?
Really? Great. I don't know. I just feel like it'd be awful to watch in person, like trying to look through the cage.
Yeah.
Trying to look through 2 cages, because I can tell you, like watching a cage match in person is not fun.
Oh, really?
No, that's not fun. The chain link cage is not fun.
All right. I like because I go to bars and I'll watch 10 televisions at the same time showing 10 different NFL games.
That's a good point.
This is the same thing, really. It's only when the cameramen only want to focus on one ring that I get frustrated. Actually,
yeah, good point.
Oh, it's a 2-on-1 situation.
Speaking of which, a little side note here. How about Kansas State knocking off Oklahoma today?
Oh, did it happen today?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, man. It was like the first full week of college. It was Joe Tessitore. He was like, I feel like the past 2 weeks of college football have been like the soft reopening, but today it was like the grand opening.
Yeah. Because
the SEC's back today. Oh, leg drop. But can't go for a pinfall, so we just got to keep beating up Luger. And we know who's coming next.
Yeah. It's going to be Flair coming up next, right? Is that correct?
They said, no, I'm not waiting on the count.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm Ric Flair, damn it.
I'm wearing my green shorts, damn it. Get me in there. Oh, look at him signaling it. Now, I take it back. Flair's the one who stands in the other ring and goes, come get some. My bad, Aaron. I take it back.
So, Ric Flair hated this haircut, by the way. They made him do this. The company made him do a haircut.
It's a terrible haircut, man.
And at one point, he was going to be named Spartacus. I'm not kidding. I'm not making that up.
Jesus.
But he vetoed that.
Thank God.
He hated cutting the feathered hair, but I thought he looked fine.
Yeah.
This is two freaking legends right here. I mean, this could be your Mount Rushmore match right here.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Oh, the ball shot. Am I ahead of you or am I behind you?
You are.
Did you get the ball shot already?
I got the ball shot on the replay just now.
Oh, okay. So I might be
another ball shot. They don't call him the dirtiest player in the game for nothing.
What time are you at right now? 14.
I'm at 14:40.
Okay. 40. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh wow. Look at that. This is an incredible amount of talent, dude.
Oh, absolutely. Probably the best that WCW has.
Right. You
Figure
could
four.
Go ahead, yeah. Oh, damn it. I got an ad. Son of a.
God, more German Kleenex. I don't need it.
Well, while we're watching the ad real quick, this is young Lex Luger. Look at that kid. Look at the bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid. Look at that.
Notice the shirt. Hulk Hogan, brother.
That's right, brother.
My dad got me that shirt, I'm sure, but not the shoulder pads.
Is that your younger brother who tried to tackle you and whatever?
No, that's my best friend, Nick Fralick.
Still best friend? Or at the time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look at you guys. Still
best man at my wedding, best man at his wedding. Yeah, buddy.
That's awesome, dude. All right, we're back at it.
His uncle, fun fact, his uncle Bill Fralick was in the WrestleMania 2 Battle Royal.
What? I know Bill Fralick.
Yeah, Bill Fralick, legend. That's his uncle.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's in the Pit Hall of Fame. Oh, here comes Sting.
That
bastard Sting. Oh, Kevin Nash going for a jackknife. It's the roof. Lex Luger.
It looks like fake. I
like how none of them are obeying the time limit at all.
No, coming in when they want to come in. Even fake Sting's not obeying the time limit. And that's fucked up. He looked like Sting though, dude, didn't he?
He did look like Sting, but when he started to like do the chops and stuff, not even close.
Yeah. He was also he was a little bit thicker than Sting.
A little thicker, yeah, a little thicker a little more barrel chested than the Stinger.
Did anything happen with this guy? Did he become anything else?
No, I think they had plans for him, but then they just like, you were the fake Sting. Who cares?
And he never caught on anywhere else, huh? Not in the way that he did his fake Sting. Wow.
I'm sure Flair's going to bleed. Just wait for it.
Yep, right in there. Blade him up. And this is that time where Flair's like got the issues with confidence and whatever. And
yep.
So
Ric Flair always wearing the knee pads on the calves because he hated his calves.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. That's why he always wore them that way.
Jesus.
Which is like Triple H said once, like in that Ric Flair like 24 or whatever, that he had to remind Ric Flair that he was Ric Flair. And that made me so sad.
Yeah, I know that was tough to watch.
Like, he had to tell him, like, dude, you're Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Go be Ric Flair.
You don't wait on anybody, man.
What does that mean? You know, like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, at this point, like, Luger and them think that Sting has gone complete turncoat.
Yeah.
He's joined the NWO. He's not coming out here.
He looked like him, so, like, the fans were turning on. The fans didn't know either, right? I mean, the fans were kind of duped by this.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Uh-oh. Who could be coming?
Stinger Splash. See, it's just not even the same. Not even the same.
Oh!
On his best friend, Lex Luger. Oh, and Ric Flair, one of his other good friends.
Oh, man. Are we going to get the real Sting coming out anytime soon?
There he is.
Boom! Nice.
Wait a minute. This is also Sting. What?
Who's calling? Who called? Do you think Shivani or he didn't?
Shivani called this. I watched a little bit of it earlier, but yeah, he called it. And there's the running Bulldog.
Oh, that's great. Now he's just cleaning house. Why are there two refs in the rings? Because there's two rings?
That's right.
Oh, wow. Nick Patrick. That corrupt Nick Patrick in there.
Son of a bitch. The NWO paid referee. That son of a bitch.
Stinger Splash and Hogan. Wow.
Crowd's into it, man.
Oh, yeah, dude. You can hear them. They're going crazy for it. Even the German announcers are losing it.
Don't adjust this. It's not a soccer match.
Sting.
I wonder if Sting painted the fake Sting's face. I would say that he probably did.
Yeah, probably. Or fake Sting like was sitting next to him as he painted his face, getting pointers from. Because I mean, watch that documentary. I was saying that 24-hour or 24. Yeah, that one where he got into his match is WrestleMania. He seems like such a genuinely awesomely nice guy.
Yeah.
Like he really was so humble about everything. It's so crazy because he could have gone the other way completely with the amount of love and attention he got. And then he storms out. There he is. Sting storms out.
His best friend didn't even trust him.
Yeah.
So
dude.
it's like, what the heck, dude?
It's
like, how dare you? How dare you not trust me? So it's now like, why would I help you?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Leg drop.
Boom. Count it. Oh, just bite him.
What's with the gnawing on the face? What is that all about?
It's heel stuff. He's being mean.
Oh. Woo!
Oh, so good.
Aaron Entertainment mentioning Fall Brawl 97 when Mr. Perfect turned on Flair and smashed his head against the cage door.
Very good stuff.
Oh, the rack. Oh, no. I thought he was going to do the rack on Luger.
Back suplex. The dreaded back suplex.
Not fake Sting. Not
another ad.
Oh, no. Really?
God, this is the most ads I've ever seen in my life.
All right. I'll pause it. We're almost done. We're about 42 seconds away from the end of it.
Close enough.
Close enough, brother.
German Kleenex, everybody, if you need it. And now my video's not come back, which is great.
Oh, no.
No, wait. No, here goes.
They're like, no, you're not going to get it.
I'm back.
Okay. Now I got the ad. Oh, great. Brandon says, I remember I was so mad at Mr. Perfect for turning on Flair. Yeah, that means they got you. That means they got you.
Damn right.
All right, you take us out, man. Take us out. Where are you at right now?
I'm at Sting. The fake Sting has Lex Luger in the Scorpion Deathlock. Hulk Hogan has got Lex Luger's head in a vice grip, and that looks to be it. Nick Patrick saying call for the bell because it looks like Lex Luger's passed out.
Wow.
And the NWO.
That's
won more games. Thanks in part to Sting and the fake Sting. So essentially Sting wins, even though God. Thank you, Christian Ramos, for saying ad war, because that's really who we are at war with. Is the ads and that. I'm sorry, guys, I did not know that. I don't know if it's because it's a German one. I'm not sure because we've never had that issue before.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I don't know. We have to change up strategy on that too. I don't know. We'll see, guys.
What's the Kleenex on the Germans?
Nine.
Sting did join NWO eventually. The Wolfpack and the Wolfpack.
Listen, okay. Hot take on the NWO Wolfpack. They suck. They sucked. NWO Wolfpack absolutely sucked.
I'm not gonna lie. It's the reason I don't buy a red and black NWO shirt or that Wolf shirt, which was kind of badass, but it still represents the Wolfpack, and I was not a Wolfpack person. Although I didn't lie, I did like their theme song.
Oh, their theme song's banging, but it just other than that, it sucked. And don't even try to tell me it was as good as the original NWO. You're out of your mind because all they did was just change the colors, essentially. Yeah. So
it goes like this. It goes the original NWO, the Wolfpack, Bret Hart NWO maybe, and then like Shawn Michaels NWO, and then Jeff Jarrett NWO. Pretty much that's the tear. It gets worse as you go down and exponentially worse. Not like one step below. It's like multiple steps below as you get. It's always the three. It'll always be the three. WWE fucked up the three when they brought them back. They were going to be awesome, but nobody wanted a job to them. None of the big guys wanted a job to them, which was what pissed me off. They were all just too big to job to the NWO. Meanwhile, everybody's got a job to Triple H, but whatever. I just hate
that. Yeah, you're probably right about like 99% of that. Yeah, what about the LWO, says Aaron Entertainment? What about the LWO?
Oh, son, the LWO was the shit. My issue with the LWO was they didn't make it last longer. It should have lasted longer. If they had someone like Hogan, even though Eddie was great and everybody else they had on there and all the Lucha guys were great, they didn't have a Hogan. If they had had a Hogan, the LWO could have lasted for a long ass time.
You were saying for a second, like if Hulk Hogan was in the LWO, I was like, oh boy, then we'd have a whole mess of problems.
Let me tell you something, brother. It would have been awesome. Let me tell you.
Wouldn't that have been great if Eddie Guerrero was cutting Hulk Hogan style promos?
What about the BWO? So maybe it goes NWO, LWO.
I'm going to put the BWO above the LWO.
You're an asshole.
And I'll put both of them above the Wolfpack.
Dude, when the Blue World Order came with Stevie Richards and the Blue Mean, I loved it. I fucking loved it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That was brilliant, man.
Say goodnight to the blue guy.
Who's 1/4 Panamanian?
Not going to count it. Not counting it.
No, I'm not going to count it either. Anyway, we should wrap up. We're at an hour and 5 minutes on this one. And we kept everybody. 48 people still watching. Thank you so much. It's very kind of y'all. Let me go back to the original thing so I can see how many of y'all are actually still watching. So, how many of y'all are giving us likes? All right, 44 likes. You know what? I'll take it. See if there's any more Streamlabs. Got one more from Christian Ramos. He said, "Hi, John and Aaron. Huge fan. Now, since we're talking nostalgic 80s wrestling, come up with your own characters. Let's play pretend like Netflix Glow Cheese. What are your 80s gimmick names? Choose your weapon of choice. Also, book yourselves in a match. Any stipulation." Wow, for $3? I don't know, Christian. If for $3 you're going to get all of that, but maybe we'll come up with your own name. What do you have a name, Aaron? Do you have a name that you would go with if you were to get into the ring?
Okay, when I was playing like WCW NWO Revenge, when I was playing like WrestleMania 2000, I would think to myself as like I thought about, what if Vince McMahon had like an arrogant jerk cousin? Or not cousin, nephew. I meant, like, what if this was like Vince McMahon's jerk nephew that was like some rich kid that you absolutely hated? And I came up with Julian McMahon. Was one of my characters, and he would have like kind of like the horrible, like essentially like Triple H when he was Hunter Hearst Helmsley, essentially that, but a little bit more edgier than that. So that was my character, was Julian McMahon.
Wow, kind of like a Horace Hogan. But
I think Julian's more of like a very proper snooty.
Oh, I like that.
You can name yourself like Julian McMahon Esquire or something like that, and you would come out on like a horse or some crazy bull crap like that.
Wow. I don't know if I've got an 80s one, to be honest with you. My friend had one. I'll tell you what. I'll use my friend's one because I thought it was brilliant. My friend Andre Gordon, rather. We used to co-host a wrestling podcast way back in the day when I first started, like 2015, 2014. And his one that he always loved to do was called The Judge. And the theme song would start. It would just start like this. Right before he walked out, it would just go, "All rise." And then, and he would come out in a robe. And he'd come out with so the gavel would be like the thing that he would use to win the match, the foreign object or the foreign weapon. Always
his shillelagh, if you will.
Yeah, his shillelagh. Yeah. He'd be passing judgment on the match. You know, he'd be constantly complaining to the refs about a violation or a legal code or something like that. Like, it would just be so and then you'd get a clerk. Of course, it'd have to be probably a woman, and it'd probably be his valet, so to speak. So she would come down with him. But I love the idea of hearing "all right," like it's all quiet, and he's like "all rise," and the fans go, "Yeah," because they know it's the judge. It's the judge.
I also did combine Booker T and Stevie Ray's name because my middle name is Ray, and I would call myself Ray T.
Ray T's not bad.
Ray T.
I like Ray T. Gramash says that's a pretty good gimmick. Yeah, I've never seen it used. I've never seen anyone come out and be the judge.
That is a good gimmick. That's not bad at all, actually.
Yeah, Andre was smart about it. I loved it. It drove me insane because I couldn't come up with anything better than that on the show. Anyway, all right, Chris. Oh, Christian said those are really good. Got my money's worth. Indeed. Thanks. Oh, thank you, Christian. Appreciate it. And appreciate all of you watching us here on the Outlaw Nation Network, but certainly on Strong Style. It's so much fun to do this every week and have fun with you all. Those of you who are watching us later on, thanks so much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed our watch along, because afterwards, certainly after it's live, you can watch along with us completely as we're watching everything and stay on track. Exactly. Aaron, any final words, and where can they find you, my man?
Well, we got to go over the slate. Let's not get urged yet.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot about our slate. Yes.
So the next and possibly last slate for October is the theme is Halloween Havoc. So we're going to be talking about some of the best matches in the history of Halloween Havoc.
Yeah.
And we're going to start with Steve Austin, Stunning Steve Austin versus the natural Dustin Rhodes. What?
All right, these aren't in order, so I'm going to have to bring them up one at a time as you talk about them. So let me bring them up real quick. Let me bring up the Steve Austin one. Sorry about that. And then we'll go from there. And this is going to be fun. I mean, Halloween Havoc, it's obviously October. There it is. Look at Dustin Rhodes, man.
Halloween Havoc 1991. This is not Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is not Gold Dust. This is the natural Dustin Rhodes versus Stunning Steve Austin in a low-key great match from Halloween Havoc, and we're excited to talk about it. It's going to be awesome.
I love the graphic in the back, man. That's awesome.
Thank you. I do what I can.
You're a great thumbnail guy, man. You drive Jake Yakov out of crazy. So jealous of the great work you do. All right, what's the next one?
So for the next one I have is Cactus Jack. And no, I'm not talking about Travis Scott and his stupid McDonald's meal. I'm talking about Mick Foley, Cactus Jack versus Big Van Vader from Halloween Havoc 1993. How about Vader getting his first? We're talking about him for the first time here on Strong Style. One of the best to ever do it, and a legend that we lost too soon last year. Yeah. Big Van Vader going up against Cactus Jack. A great match from Halloween Havoc history.
Bang, bang. All right.
Indeed. The next one we're going to talk about is going to be our watch along, and I know people are going to say, why is this match a watch along? It's so stupid and ridiculous that we have to talk about it. Once again, it's going to be Sting, another Sting match versus Jake the Snake Roberts from Halloween Havoc 1992, a coal miner's glove match. What does that mean? You're going to have to tune in to find out. It's one of the most ridiculous matches you've ever seen in your entire life, and we're going to have it for you. It's one of my friends and I's favorite matches to talk about. Jake the Snake Roberts versus Sting, Halloween Havoc 1992. And then for the last one, we talked about the other one, the WrestleMania 6 all-time classic. Now we're going to talk about one of the worst matches you've ever seen in your entire life. Halloween Havoc 1998, Hulk Hogan versus, no, not the Ultimate Warrior, just the Warrior, because they couldn't get Ultimate Warrior in WCW, so it's going to be the NWO's Hulk Hogan versus the One Warrior Nation Ultimate Warrior from Halloween Havoc 1998, flash paper included.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you that, you know, you stick around long enough, man, you're gonna have some stinkers in your career, man. And certainly Hogan stuck around long enough to have some really strange shit happen to him, man. It's just I don't know, it's craziness, man. And that match was absolutely horrible from top to bottom. I thought the Roddy Piper match was bad and nothing could beat that. And then this match came along. It is one of the clumsiest, most awkward matches ever. And you can tell there's legitimate ill will between both of them. And it affects the match in such a terrible, terrible way, man. So just such a shame. Such a shame. All right, well, there you go. That's going to be fun. Certainly a fun October of matches, and we'll be covering those as we also kind of start to move into covering Raw and SmackDown and Dynamite a little bit more, and NXT as well, and have conversations about that. Maybe do some pay-per-view reviews as well as we get into the month of October. I'm really clearing a lot of space in my schedule to spend more time doing things like this for the multiple shows we have here on the channel. So, Aaron, any final words and let people where they can find you, man. Let people know where they can find you.
Vote or die. And then you can follow me on Twitter at Only Aaron Turner, where we can talk about wrestling or whatever behooves you. Talk about it there.
There you go. You can always follow me at The Rocha Says on Twitter and Instagram. I should have put Vote or Die as well. November 3rd. Don't forget, register to vote. Register to vote. Whatever your feelings are about the politicians or about the politics or whatever, you're an American citizen. Vote. It is your right. It is your duty to vote, or else you can't say shit afterwards if you don't vote. I'm one of those people that believes that. So please do that. Please do your civic duty. Vote and find a way to vote early or vote at a polling place and factor in the hours you might be standing in there, so you have no excuses not to vote. Get up, get your ass up early. If your favorite wrestler was coming to town, you'd get up at 4 a.m. to get in line. It's that important. So please do it for yourself. All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Please remember to subscribe to the Outlaw Nation down below. Remember to hit that thumbs up button, hit that like, and give us some love here. And leave us a comment. The more comments you leave, the more likes you leave. It elevates the visibility of Strong Style and elevates the visibility of Outlaw Nation, and maybe puts it on the side for people who are watching wrestling shows, and give them and maybe they'll come aboard and join the Strong Style crew. So much love to all of you, and I guess we'll talk to you next time with another brand new live episode of Strong Style. You guys take care of yourselves, be well, and have some bubbly.
A little bit of bubbly.
Peace, everybody. Wear your mask.